Rob, where does the FA Cup stand in your priorities for the season?
Well, clearly, league is the priority. FA Cup is second priority, Phil's, but it becomes tomorrow our priority, the main thing, because it's our next game. It's an amazing competition, a historic competition, and one that we want to try and progress in. So we're really looking forward to it.
And I hate to mention the team 20 miles up the road, but does Cheltenham's run and League Two title last year show that it is possible to compete on two different fronts in a season?
Yeah, I think they've shown it. I think in the past, Lincoln have shown it as well, that you can have cup runs and do well in the league. I think Newport have shown it as well over the previous seasons as well. They've had good cup runs and finished in playoffs and playoff finals. So it's doable, Phils. And look, we're really looking forward to the game. I mean, we're coming up against a team that are undefeated in the last 15 games, but it's on the TV. It's going to be 4,000 plus fans there. It's a really good game for us. One we're looking forward to.
Yeah, it sort of captured the imagination, certainly of the St Albans public, and being on TV just adds a bit extra. How do you ensure that you get a performance out of your players?
We've trained really well this week. From Monday, Tuesday, we spoke about the our intensity. We've spoken about how difficult this game will be. But we don't have to get our lads up for anything really, Phils. They train really well every day. They know they won't let themselves drop their levels, and that's been really evident today. They're quite lively today, and I think they know as well. It's a big game. So I don't think there's ever any question of us sort of having to get the lads up for it. That's something that they do well themselves anyway.
And you've got obviously extra time to prepare for it. You've had a full weekend. There's another day as well because it's at Sunday tea time. Does that have an effect in terms of actually having more time than you're used to maybe preparing?
I think the only effect it can have is the fact that we end up doing a little bit more, so loading wise. So training will probably be our highest week loading wise on the lads' legs that we've had this season, because I think you remember back in the early days of the first month was just shed loads of games, and the training was a bit more recovery, and then the majority of the times now our week would be Monday would be a recovery stroke training day for the lads who haven't played. Tuesday we would all train, and then we'll train Thursday and Friday as well, whereas this week we've had obviously a few more days, so we've just had to manage the training load because there is an extra training day in there, but it's been fine. The lads have been great and dealt with it well.
And in terms of the opposition, I mean, you're used obviously to researching what you need to about League Two teams. How has it been trying to find out details about St Albans in National League South, other than the fact obviously they're flying at the moment?
Yeah, it's been easy being able to watch a lot of their games. All the games are accessible, so we can watch them all like we would do with any other team. So the preparation has been exactly the same as normal. They're clearly doing very, very well at the moment. They're confident. They've got a really good style. They like to keep the ball, and they're winning games of football, so they're scoring more than the opposition. They've got an out-and-out goal scorer. They've got good players, technical players that can play out wide and inside in the pockets, and they've got a good way about them where they like to try and play through the thirds and play good football. And I know that level of football can be very difficult to do that and get your team to do that as well. So I've got the utmost respect for them because they're doing an incredible job at the moment.
And a wily old manager as well, in Ian Allinson. I mean, I remember sticking him in my Panini 1986 football album when he was playing for Arsenal. I mean, it's quite a CV that he's got of 30 years management in non-league, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's incredible. An unbelievable amount of experience, obviously a fantastic playing career. And then to have that much experience managing those levels as well and have successful times is very, very impressive. So, yeah, we're going up against a very experienced manager and a really good team and a confident team. So, like I said this at the very beginning, we're going with the utmost respect. We know this is going to be a real challenge. They're going to give more than they've been able to give they're given all seasons long as well, because because of the crowd, because it's on TV and everything. So they'll be blocking things that they've not blocked before. They'll be running harder than they ever have before. And we've got to make sure we're matching that and more.
And I suppose the other thing you've got to break down is their confidence, because the run that they've been on, no matter what the level and the difference between the levels, they're used to winning.
Yeah, we spoke about that with the players this morning, that they're used to winning and certainly not losing. I think it's 15 games unbeaten at the moment in all competitions. So they're doing great. They're doing really, really well. But so are we, and we've got to remember that we're doing all right ourselves. And, that's what I think makes for a really good game.
In terms of preparation, how's your squad? Obviously, Jordan Moore-Taylor was sort of not too far away the other day. How's he progressing?
Yeah, he's trained today, Phil, so he's in contention for selection, which is great, because obviously he's a very big player for us. So that's good news. And yeah, everyone else at the moment is in good nick. So that's pretty encouraging as well at this stage of the season. After Sunday and Warsaw's game on Wednesday, game number 20 and 21 coming up. So it's been quite intense the first few months, as it is for everyone. But to have the selection headaches that I've got is a pretty good thing.
And clocks have gone back. Weather's turned a lot colder in the last few days. How much do you feel that you're now sort of getting into, if you like, the business part of the season? The sort of the real muck and bullets time where you've got to show your mettle.
Yeah, well, I felt like that from day one of pre-season, Phil, to be honest. And yeah, but it is, you're right. There was a bit of frost on the pitch this morning when we arrived, and the weather, it certainly dropped, doesn't it, the temperature. And we know the majority of our football season is played in the winter, so we've got to get ready for it now. And but all of our lads, plus all of our staff, they've all been there before, they've experienced that. We know what it's about. But you're right, we've got to be able to perform in these conditions.
Thanks, Rob. Good luck.
Thank you, Phil.
Hi, Rob.
Hello, Ash. You all right?
Yeah, fine, thank you. You just mentioned Jordan Moore-Taylor there. What's the situation with Dan Sweeney?
Sweeney's getting there. He's progressing very well. He's telling me he's fit and he's ready to go. I don't doubt him, but he's going to see the specialist next week, hopefully get the all clear, and then he'll be ready to go, Ash. So this week's a bit too soon, but hopefully he gets the all clear by the middle of next week.
Yeah, I just want to touch on Bradford. That to me seems like it was months ago, Bradford. It just feels like we haven't had a game. I don't know if you feel like that, but how pleased were you with the way your team managed the game?
Yeah, I was. I thought it was a good performance, away from home against a big club, a big crowd, and going 1-0 down. We did well. I thought we showed lots of control, but we could be better. We can still be better, and we can have more control, and we can certainly create more chances, which we have done, many occasions this season. But away to Bradford is a tough place to go. We all know that, and if you get your points, you pick up points away from home, which we've managed to do well this season so far. You're going to be in a good position, and we've got to try and continue to keep the home form going, which has been good. I think the away form's been really good so far. So it was a good point. It was a good performance, Ash. But you know what? There's still more to come from them, which is good. I think that's an encouraging sign.
Yeah, it was certainly a red hot atmosphere there last Saturday. You're going to get a similar thing at Clarence Park, aren't you? Tiny non-league ground with, anticipating over 4,000 people there. Yeah,
it's really exciting, that, isn't it? That'll be up there with the biggest attendances we've played in front of this season, won't it? We've had Bradford and Brentford, and this will be right up there. And obviously, because it'll be right on us as well, that atmosphere will probably be intensified even further. So looking forward to that. That's what it's all about, isn't it? And that magic of the FA Cup, we just got to make sure that the magic doesn't cause an upset. We've got to come out on the right end of that result, but we're looking forward to that atmosphere.
Yeah, what memories have you got in the FA Cup as a player? Were you involved in any shocks or any banana skins? Or
I remember when Man United beat us 3-0 when I was at Wolves. That was a bit of a shock, because I think at Wolves we were probably expected to win then. I think Rio Ferdinand played in midfield that day. That's how good he was. Rio Ferdinand played in midfield and just ran the show. Yeah, no, I wasn't. I don't think I was involved in many shocks, and I don't think I had that many cup runs either. Ash. So, not very good, is it? That you have to try and make sure it happens now when I'm on this side of it rather than a player.
Yeah, certainly in recent history, Forest Green haven't had any great cup runs. Certainly in Dale Vince's tenure, I look back to 2009 and Forest Green played Derby County that day. So it would be nice for the club to get that more exposure as well.
Yeah, and we had a taste of it, didn't we? You know, in the Carabao Cup? It is the Carabao Cup. Make sure I get these sponsors right. The Carabao Cup, didn't we, earlier in the season with, you know, beating Bristol City on penalties, which was great, wasn't it, in front of our fans, and then going to Brentford's. We've experienced it this season. We would love, you know, a cup run in the FA Cup. I think it'd be special. I know it's important to the fans because I got questioned very early on about my thoughts on the FA Cup and how we'll try and go about it. I know it's important to them as well. So we would all love a cup run. And of course, we've got to negotiate this game first. And you know, as I say, for every game, it'll be a difficult challenge. But one, again, that we're really looking forward to.
Yeah. Do you think the value of the FA Cup is undervalued by the Premier League and possibly Championship teams?
Nah, I don't know, Ash. I mean, it's hard to say. I've never been in that position especially as a head coach or anything where you're making those decisions. You know, the big clubs now have their priorities. You asked me at the very beginning. Now the league is obviously everyone's main priority. It is, you know, and it should be. But the FA Cup is special in it. It's really special, and you know, it's something that we're going to take very, very seriously.
Yeah. You don't play in the league until I think it's November the 20th. And then obviously next Wednesday, you've got the Papa John's against Walsall. Does that influence the 11 you want to pick for Saturday? Do you go for is there a preferred 11 for you, or do you give some of the players that haven't had minutes a game on Sunday?
No, I'll pick what I think is the strongest team that will help us win the game on Sunday. And what I've said to the lads that everyone will play over the next two games because everyone's working incredibly hard and everyone deserves to. But what I have said at the very beginning of the week as well, we want to win both games. Ash, that's what we'll try and do. So we'll utilise the squad certainly, but I'll pick, you know, the teams that I think will win the games.
Yeah, looking at St Albans again, do you feel that the lower league teams have got stronger over the last few seasons with obviously, you know, the financial world and everything? A lot of league players have dropped into non-league, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. I don't think that's necessarily just happened over the last few years. I think that's always been the case. There's always been one or two strong non-league teams knocking around that would be able to pay a little bit of money and can tempt some league players away to come and play for them. If I'm talking about St Albans right now, I've been really impressed with them. I love the way that they try and play. They do play, and you know, they've got some good players and a really good style. You can see that they're well coached. They're all very clear on what they're doing, and they've been winning a lot of games of football. So it's working for them. So I can't speak highly enough for them because I know, like I said before, I think 1 year Conference North level at Telford, and I know how difficult it can be to play a certain way and win football matches. And it's the same that's the same at any level of football. To you know, they can see that Ian's got them playing a very attractive style of football, but it's also winning football as well. So that's probably everyone's aim in football, isn't it, to try and do that. And they're certainly succeeding at the moment. So it should, like I said again, it makes for a good game.
Have you spotted any fresh haircuts for the cameras on Sunday at the training?
Oh yeah, there's been a few knocking around, and some from the staff as well, Ash, actually.
Okay.
So, yeah, some of the staff are expecting to try and get on the TV as well.
Okay. Cheers, Rob, and see you Sunday. Thanks, you.
Ash. Take care.
Thank you.
Hi, Rob. Can you hear me okay?
Got you, Laurie. You right?
Yeah, all good, thank you.
Good.
How's Udoka Godwin-Malife's dead leg that he picked up at Bradford?
Yeah, he's fine, thanks, pal. He's trained all week and not had a problem, so that's all good.
You've spoken about your memories playing in the FA Cup and getting comprehensively beaten by Man United, but was it a competition that you sort of loved watching growing up as well?
Yeah, I think we all did. I mean, I was probably at that age where, as a youngster, there still wasn't loads and loads of football on the TV when I was, you know, very young and loved my football. So the FA Cup final day, especially in the semi-finals and the final, were ones that you really looked out for, and loved watching them at home with the family. So it's just a special competition that holds. I think especially in our country, with us, our British people, it holds something. It's very special to us, and it takes a it just takes a sort of a, I don't know, it's really something there that you want to progress in. I don't think I've ever gone further than like the 5th round or anything like that, which again is, when you're coming in at the 3rd round, I suppose isn't great to sort of say, but you want to be able to go further. And got to I think with Telford, got to the 1st round, so got to this stage with Telford. So it'll be, the 1st round of the FA Cup. So this will be, I've been at this level before as a coach. So yeah, and of course we want to progress, because it's just it's a great competition, and we do want to go as far as possible, and we would love to see play some of those big boys. It'd be great, but again, so would St Albans, and they'll be doing everything they can to beat us on the weekend, won't they?
Was that Telford game against higher opposition? Because I suppose you'll sort of know how St Albans are feeling, if that's the case.
We played Hereford, who were a very big club. We went down to 10 men and lost 1-0. So it still bugs me out, to be honest, Laurie, that we played well. I can still think about some of the chances that we missed, because we would have got Fleetwood in the next round, which would have been, a good one for us. But anyway, it wasn't to be. But yeah, I can imagine how St Albans are feeling now. Played, in games where you played against higher opposition. It's something that you really look forward to. And like I said, it does bring out the best in you as well. So it will certainly bring out the best in them.
I'm going to finish off with a bit of a random one. Dion Dublin's on punditry duty for BBC. He scored on your Premier League debut, didn't he? A 1-0 win over Middlesbrough.
Wow, that's good knowledge. I was lucky enough to play with Dion for a while. And what a great guy. Obviously a fantastic footballer and a brilliant person as well. So it'd be nice to maybe is he doing our game, did you say?
Yeah.
Great. Great. Yes, it'd be nice to maybe see Dion as well. He's a really, really top man, and he obviously knows one or two things about houses as well these days, doesn't he? So he's got many strings to his bow, Dion. What a guy, really good guy. And he scored that day, did he? Okay. Yeah, it was good. That was a good day.
Dokes, you've come back into the team in the last couple of games. How's it been getting back into the groove for you?
Yeah, no, I'm delighted to be back. I was delighted just to be back in the round of training when I first came back, because after being on the sidelines for so long, it was just agitating, and I just wanted to be involved. But now to be back in the team now, I'm delighted, and I just want to continue the run of games and continue from my form where I left off at Rochdale.
And how was the collarbone situation? I mean, I've never injured a collarbone, so I've got no idea. But what's it like?
Yeah, so same here. It's the first time I've ever had any type of bone injury, to be fair. But no, it was challenging. It was an experience that I obviously don't ever want to experience again. But mentally, it made me stronger. Physically, it's made me stronger, and I feel like I was better off for it. It's never nice being injured, but sometimes you have to take that 2 steps back to take another 3 forward. So, like I said, it's an experience that I never want to experience again, but I'm happy to come through it. And yeah, here I am.
And the dead leg from Bradford last week, okay, as well?
Yeah, the leg I picked up pretty early, to be fair, and it was causing so much stress on my knee. But now I've recovered from that, and been trained all week. I'm perfectly fine, and yeah, I'm just ready to go for Sunday's FA Cup fixture.
There's been a bit of a revolving door in defence for Forest Green. Sort of, one comes back and then one gets injured. It's rather unfortunate. But does that show that the way that you've all slotted in, that actually the system's kind of more important than the individual personnel?
Yeah, definitely. I think everyone understands their role. Everyone understands what is needed and expected when they do need to come into the team if one does get injured. And like I said, we all have that chemistry across the back line. We've all played with each other, with different formations, different personnel. So yeah, we know what's expected and what's needed, and it's just about adapting as soon as possible for the opposition.
And you talk about this week's opposition in the FA Cup. I mean, St Albans, the run that they're on, they'll definitely fancy their chances, won't they?
Yeah, exactly. I think they're unbeaten in 15 games, so it doesn't matter what level you're playing. If you're unbeaten in 15 games, that's some good going, and we have to go there and show some sort of respect. But we are going into that game coming out with the best possible result for us, and we will look to be on the front foot when we get there, and we'll show some respect, but not too much respect, because we're coming as the big dogs, as you say. We're going to stake our claim and start how we mean to go on.
And I suppose the one thing with Forest Green is you're used to people seeing you as a scalp, aren't you? I mean, that's what you face every week.
Yeah, exactly. Every opposition is different. Every game is different challenges, but it's just we've just got to be ready for it, and like I said, be adaptable to any situation we find ourselves in.
And St Albans, Rob Edwards has been telling us, a footballing side which you don't always get at that level. What do you make of them as a team and the way they play?
Yeah, to be fair, I haven't seen too much of them. I've got a friend that plays there, and obviously I check up on his results, but when I do check his results, they seem to be winning all the time. But yeah, now obviously we've seen some clips, and like I said, we respect them in some aspects, and we respect they're a good team and the form that they're in. So yeah, we're just going to go there and obviously break that form up for them. But in the league, yeah, they've been doing well. But it's FA Cup, where everyone does say that's a cliche. FA Cup, you never know what happens, but we're not looking for that upset. We're looking to go there to start how we mean to go on.
Who is your mate there, and has the banter started yet this week, or has he been a bit quiet?
I haven't. Funny enough, I haven't spoken to him this week. I normally do speak to him now and again, but the mate is Carl Hewlett. I was with him at Oxford City, so yeah, good mate of mine, good player as well. So I'm sure we'll come across each other on the pitch somehow.
It's been a while since Forest Green had a run in the FA Cup, but you think back to some of the draws you've had. I mean, I think back to the Lincoln away game, a really, really tough draw where you didn't have much chance there. Is there some sort of a feeling in the squad of actually, look, lads, this is a chance maybe to go on a run?
Yeah, I think every game we play, we set out to win. The gaffer definitely demands that, regardless who we're playing. And yes, we try not to look at the opposition too much. We try to focus on ourselves and carry out the plan that we mean to carry out. And like I said, we have a game plan, and we set that game plan to get the best possible result as possible.
Thanks, Dokes. That's everything I need. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Dokes. You okay?
I'm good, thanks, Ash. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. I was just going to start with, you've obviously played at Conference South level with Oxford City, so you've got an understanding of that level. What do you think of that level?
Yeah, obviously that's where I came from. My first ever game, to be fair, in men's football was away at St Albans for Oxford City. That was my debut in men's football, and ever since then onwards, I went to play, I think, 38 games in the Conference South, and it was good experiences. You get footballing teams, you get long ball teams, you get the different mix in that league, and some good players as well who do come out that league to push on into the pro game. But the experience I took out of that league have definitely made me the player I am today. And like I said, we're not going to take anything for granted, because there are some good teams in that league that can shock you. But like I said, we're going into that game on Sunday, coming out with the best possible result. Yeah,
you mentioned that players can come up from that level and step up like you have, and then you look even lower down the levels, don't you? Somebody like Ethan Pinnock. Do you know of players that are definitely playing at that level now that could probably make it into the Football League?
Of course. There's always them players that are out there. Like I said, I came from that sort of level. Like you mentioned, Ethan Pinnock come from lower, and I'm sure there's other players just like me who are looking to do the same. And it probably would have happened more or less in the last couple of years, but obviously COVID was a bit of a setback. But yeah, there's some talented players in that league and in the leagues below across the whole non-league platform. So yeah, there's a lot of players that can come out of them leagues onto the pro game and develop as much as I do.
Yeah, I know you don't want to get too ahead of yourself, and you've got to negate St Albans first on Sunday. But if you were to go beyond that and beyond that again into the third round, would there be somebody you'd like out of that particularly?
It's always good when you face a Premier League side, especially away. The day out is good, and you get to play at Premier League ground, something that you might not always experience or get to experience. But I would love to play like I don't know, a Man City or a Man United or Arsenal.
Yeah, have you got a Premier League team that you actually support?
Yeah, Man City.
Yeah, so Man City away, or would you like them at the fully charged New Lawn?
Man City at home, and then replay.
Okay, yeah, that
Get to play them twice, so that would work out. So the fans get to see the wonderful players they have, and then we get to experience their away trip as well.
yeah. You talked about the collarbone injury. You feel fit as a fiddle again now. It feels like it's all knitted back together.
Nah, I feel good. Obviously, there's a metal plate there and 8 screws in my collarbone now, so half metal, half flesh. But I feel good. I feel strong. I feel stronger than ever, and I feel fit. I'm ready to go. I just want to pick up where I left off at Rochdale and continue my run of form.
Yeah, just looking back to the Bradford game, it was a real tough game, but you saw the game out well in the end, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a tough place to go. I think for a lot of teams to go there this season and pick up points, it's good going. Their supporters and the stadium itself, it's a tough place to go. And full credit to Bradford, they made it really hard for us. And they're a good team, and I'm pretty sure that they'll be up there coming towards the end of the season.
Yeah, you've been at Forest Green for a few seasons now. Is this your sort of happiest season? Are you loving life at Forest Green and what the future holds as well? I mean, it's top of the table, and I don't want to talk too soon, but it's looking pretty good at the moment.
Yeah, that is. In terms of happiness, I've been happy since I've been here, since I walked into the door. Obviously, a little setback for me towards the start of the season with the collarbone. I wouldn't, if you'd asked me then, I would have said, nah, it's terrible, it's going awful. But everyone that's been around me has really supported me, and the group we've got here is so good, and everyone's supportive. It's like a brotherhood, and from staff to players to the background staff to the media, everyone's just top here, and I'm just happy to be here. Really, it's a big family, and long may that continue.
Yeah, how do you feel about the new management this season? I know some of the players call him Gaffer. Do you call him Gaffer, or a lot of the players are calling him Rob now?
No, I always get confused in what to call him. But I think most of the time I do call him Gaffer out of respect, but I think he doesn't like being called Gaffer. I think he likes being called Rob. But it's just obviously growing up as a kid and coming into the game, you've always been told, don't call the manager by their first name, call him Gaffer. It's more of like an old school thing, but I think he's comfortable with everyone and he likes everyone calling him Rob, and he wants everyone to feel comfortable in calling him Rob. So I'll try to get used to calling him Rob. But now, listen, the management here, Richie, Rob, Dan, Tom, Graham, everyone that's here, the staff, from the staff to the physios, they're all good. The whole management's good, and they're so supportive on and off the field.